Good evening. The date is the 12th of October and the time is about 9:45. I wish to make a short video upon a subject that has been milling about in my mind as of late. I had mentioned in my previous video, entry 13 in my vlog, that I'm going to put up a speech on YouTube and on Blogger as well, which will be about 15 minutes in length and that'd be 3,000 words roughly in word form. And in this speech, I'm going to address the grievances I have with this current age and what I hope to do to rectify them. Now, one subject that I will address in this speech is the necessity for Catholic identity. Now, I've spoken about this before in a short article on Catholic Answers Forum, which I also posted on Blogger. But I feel that this subject is imperative to the success of the new evangelization. For if Catholics do not come to appreciate the things that make them different from society, then there is no way that the Catholics of the world can be lights to the world. Now, while this is not an exact example that can be brought into the modern age, it's not identical, it does serve our point to a degree. In the post-Elizabethan age of England, the Catholics of the British Isles had come to draw away from the faith aspect of the Catholic faith, instead emphasizing the rational aspect of the faith. Now, this is not wrong in any degree. Throughout history, Catholics in the Church have emphasized one aspect of the faith over another, depending on the circumstances. At one moment in time, the faithful aspects will be emphasized, while at other times, the rational aspects will be emphasized. Now, in the case of England, the faith aspects of the faith had been seen by the Protestants as backwards and superstitious, which assisted in the ostracization and persecution of the laity. So in response, even if this was unconscious, the Catholics of England began to emphasize the less mysterious aspects of the faith in an attempt to look like they are following the age of rationalism that had been so promulgated in the Renaissance. And this did have some effect because over time, the penal laws that had been instituted to suppress the Catholic laity in England were gradually removed to the point that the Catholics could even have their bishops returned to them. Now, I won't go into detail about the whole process, but what I would like to address is that the first cardinal who came to return to the British Isles, I forget his name unfortunately, did away with the emphasization of rationality, saying it is necessary that the Catholics should embrace the things that make them different from the Protestant sects. And it's no longer necessary that we appear to be as one of them. Now, in the secular age, I find that unconsciously probably, the Catholic laity come to act similarly towards the, what would you say, the stereotype of the secular age, and come to have the same interests and ambitions as their non-Catholic counterparts. Now, while some of these things are not bad, it does cause some worry for the duty of the Catholic laity, which is the new evangelization. Because if we do not show the faith, how do we expect to bring people into the fold? So, back to my thoughts. I have been thinking of things of which I can do in my own time to emphasize the faith without having to demonstrate it through words or actions. That is, I wish the torch to be shown at all times, that people will see that I am a Catholic first and foremost. And one of the things I hope to do is have a sort of emblem that I wear at all times, so as a sign of my faith, and so I will never be able to hide it under disguise. Now this hoodie here, I've had for many years. It's one of my, if you want to sound strange, one of my favorite pieces of apparel, rather dear to me. I sometimes joke how Linus has his blankie and I have my hoodie. But in any event, I've been looking online for some patches that I can put on my clothing, in this case this hoodie. And I found on one website some red crosses that can be ironed upon the clothes, upon hoodies actually. And I found instructions on, I believe, ehow.com on how to do it. The cross is about 5 inches in length, about here, 2-3 inches wide. And I like the idea because I believe the new evangelization to be a crusade of sorts. Now, I'm not going to go into the whole definition of a crusade, but it certainly is a holy war against evil and against the errors of our day. So I'm going to buy the patches. I'll buy a few, so if anyone else wants to, they can put them on their clothes as well. But in this way, I will always have my Catholic faith in front of me as a sign of who I am. And as more ideas come to mind, I hope to give them to you as well so that you may practice your faith and demonstrate your faith in similar ways. And at this, I'll conclude the video.